Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well. So today I'm going to continue with the YieldMax series. This is still in preview mode, so I'm going to go over the Netflix, the Microsoft, and the Disney YieldMax ETFs. So this idea came to me because I think there's so many ETFs now that it's causing some confusion as to which ones are really worth your money or not. So I think like Thinkorswim has some interesting features that could be interesting for viewers, but I don't know if people will gravitate to it. And in fact, it's getting off to a rocky start, but I'm hoping that maybe like after I finish this preview round, and maybe try to do more of this in the future, like maybe viewers will come. So don't get attached to this just in case the video idea fails. It is also very manual and time intensive for me. So let's see what we can do here. So after the expiration from like the previous week, so I'm starting this off with like the first day of like the February 2nd cycle for like the covered calls. And then also just as a reminder, the Sizzle index measures like the option trading activity versus the 5-day average. So it solves a few problems and it's been around for a while. And then it'll also show you some basic value at risk stress testing. And of course, like this will be a slow rollout. And I'm still trying to decide whether I should do Tesla, Coney, Triple QY, Cheppy, or IWMY. And then maybe, but I guess like for now, like there's plenty of other YieldMax ETFs to work on. So let's get into the platform. So give me 1 second. Okay, so this is like also after hours. So just to help, so it's kind of difficult to analyze with the numbers are moving around all over the place. So on the left-hand side again, this is the short call. In the middle is the long call, and the one on the right is the short put. So as you can see, the Netflix is starting off at 266. So it's kind of like, I guess it's heading in the right direction. Because as you can see, it's like the high was like 535, and ideally we want to get it to zero. And then so far it looks like the long call is holding up pretty well. The short put, you actually do want to see the short put decline over time, so that's good. And the IV, look the range, it's between 60 and 24, and right now it's kind of at the lower end of its range at 30. The Sizzle index also it's pretty weak, so there's like less options activity. And right now, like we're down, like for like the entire complex is about 16,000, which isn't too bad. So if there's like if we go all the way up, like 10, Netflix goes like 10% higher, we could potentially capture like up to 791,000. And conversely, if we Netflix takes a dump, like we stand to lose 2 million. And then you can divide this by like the number of shares outstanding at the time just to get an estimate of how much we stand to make or lose. And then also like there's also things that we can do in terms of like stress testing the position. So let's say like we bump up the volatility. So even just like a small move, you can already see like we can potentially, we're at a bad position, like it can lose money. And then over here, I guess we can play around with the prices too, just to show you what could happen. So let's say we like a combination of like volatility and like the prices. We mess around, we can see like even if volatility goes up, like if the stock moves up, we can potentially capture some of our money back. And then let me see what else. Let me just pop open like and fly just to see if there's anything interesting in the options statistics. And yeah, like kind of like most of the other yield max funds, unfortunately, the volume was pretty bad. I mean, 28 total like volume, and it's like kind of half of like its 5-day average. So yeah, unfortunately, NFLY, the ETF itself was pretty bad in terms of option activity. But if you notice, I guess like the price isn't too bad. It's 1967. So let's move on to the next guys. Let's see. So Microsoft. Sorry guys, I'm just looking for the. And this is also one of the other issues, like because like the ones that have a split strike, it's kind of annoying to do. So I'm trying to debate whether I should show them all or otherwise it'll cause a lot of time. But let's just go with the lower strike. So if it goes up to like 415, like it's still this one isn't going in the right direction. And then over here we'll go to okay. So in a way it's good like that. Like the short call unfortunately is still kind of high, and ideally we want to kind of have it trend down. But Microsoft has been acting strong, so I guess it's kind of like a good problem to have. And then the short put, it looks like it's going down, so that at least we have that. So let me pop open the ticker symbol itself. Okay, so it's between like the IV range is between 35 and 12, and right now we're at 28, so it's kind of on like the high end of its range. So that's pretty good. And then also the Sizzle index, not too bad either. So about 80 at 8.86. I guess like it's not the greatest, but it's still trying to like keep close to like the 5-day average. And then give me 1 second while I actually let me do that just in case. Okay, so again, not too bad. Starting off like at a like a small loss, but again, potentially we can stand to make million, and then also like if it tanks, like we can lose 2 million. So let's just play around with with that volatility. So again, like if vol even goes up like 0.5%, like we could potentially lose some money. And then conversely, also like the stock performs well. Yeah, so even just like a few points like makes a big difference. Like $3. Look, we're already back in like the back in black. And then also just like just to see if we go forward like a few days. Okay, so like on the 31st, we could potentially make like 64,000. So let's just go back here, and then let's take a look at MSFO. Yeah, again, wow, this is bad. Like two options. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. But at least like the Sizzle index, I mean, that's pretty bad. Like it's still because the volume is so low. Like the Sizzle index is actually this is considered good because it's above like the 5-day moving average. So, well, I mean, I guess we can't have everything. And then let's move on to the Disney one. Let's just do Disney, and then let's pop in the again. It's also like the split strikes. So there's probably some rolls here and there. Again, guys, this isn't perfect just because like there's no way for me to like capture like every single move for every single ETF. So I'm trying to do the best I can, given the time constraints too. So I guess I could take this as a good sign since like the short call it's kind of close to like the high end of its range of the actual option price. In a way that means like the underlying stock is doing well. So ideally, like it'll kind of maybe like sit here for a while we get like some of the captures, some of the premium from the short call, and then over here, like the long calls seems like it's holding up, and then ideally again the short put we want it to go down, so that's a good sign. The 52-week like high and low between 41 and 21. So right now the implied volatility is kind of like close to like the high end. And then this is kind of good too, like the options themselves, it's trading above like the 5-day average. So let me just click on Disney. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so it's not too bad. Like it's only starting off with like a small loss of 4,000, and then I expect let's let's move up like the dates. All right, so by January 31st, it should be making a little bit of money here. So let's just see what happens at the. Ooh, again, this is also like pretty bad for DISO, like the actual options on like the ETF. Like it's pretty abysmal. And then the Sizzle index, obviously, it's 0.32, so there's not a lot of hedging or speculating here, unfortunately. So let's just go back to Disney. So again, hopefully, like it'll either maintain or go up, and then that'll help the position. And then if let's see what happens if volatility goes up. As you can expect, like that'll cause problems for like the short options. And then let's just take a quick look at the risk profile. So as you can see, like most of the actually all of the YieldMax ETFs will have like this kind of the individual stock ETFs will have this kind of like profile, and because we have like capped gains and then like unlimited losses in theory. So this is something that we can kind of look at, and hopefully I can maybe see if I can speed up the process for some of this. So let's just go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, so hopefully you guys enjoy this, and like I guess I'll finish like one round of like the previews, and then hopefully when I go live on this, like maybe do like one round of that, and then well let's make a determination of whether we should continue this or not. So I think this is pretty interesting, but just in case like this idea fails, uh, you know obviously have some other stuff to kind of like balance out your portfolio, like treasuries and dividend aristocrats, etc. And the risks are, you know, as I show you on the risk profile, like it's unlikely to have good capital appreciation, and yields definitely won't be consistent month to month, and it doesn't guarantee profits. Although this might help you guys, like like kind of like select like different yield max ETFs depending on like your taste and your risk profile. So thank you for watching. I hope everyone could consider giving this a like. I appreciate all my new and old subscribers. Hope you make some good money out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.